Coming up this week on Virginia Dirt Pirate.
Well, here it is, the upper reaches of the Appomattox.
Even out here in the middle of the river.
Got something. Come on, behold. Behold. Come on.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, I have another camping trip planned for this week. The only problem is we have a tropical storm right off the coast of the Carolinas, which is supposed to come up through the Carolinas and right into central Virginia later on tonight. Whether it actually gets here or not, who knows? You know how it is with tropical storms. Sometimes they swing west, sometimes they swing east, sometimes they don't get here at all, and who knows how much rain it's going to actually dump. But I am going to be camping out near the river, so I will definitely be on high ground. This is an interesting site. This is an old home site that was there from the early 1800s to the early 1900s. It's on a high bluff right above the river. I've been there before, and so have a lot of other folks. I haven't really found a lot up near the home site, but I get signals all the way down to the edge of the bluff. So I know they were chucking stuff off that bluff into the river. And the Appomattox River being a dynamic environment the way it is, which constantly floods and erodes its banks and buries stuff and coughs stuff up. Who knows what we're going to find in the river. But either way, I'm gonna head out there this afternoon, spend the afternoon hunting in the river, and then we will see what happens tonight with the storm.
All right, heading out to my camping spot. We'll see what happens. Last time we had a flash flood, but everything turned out okay. This time, there's a tropical storm bearing down on me, so I'm gonna have to dodge that. But it'll probably be all right. Hopefully it'll be nice and cool up in here. Well, here it is, the upper reaches of the Appomattox. Interesting. There's I don't know what that is. Huh. And the home site is up on top of that bluff, way up there. And I know they were chucking stuff off the bluff into the river. And that's what we're going to be searching for today and tomorrow. We're going to see what we can get out of here. And that home site was on every map that I have from the 1800s. 1820, 1865, 1878. So it was here for a long time. Towboats actually came up the Appomattox River this far. It went probably about another 5 miles upriver in that direction. starting around the mid 1700s, probably until around the mid 1800s, maybe even later than that. River is kind of choked with sediment now, at least in some spots. Okay, here's a kind of a low tone. Again, it's kind of down a ways, so I'm gonna have to do some digging and rely on the pinpointer. It's modern, piece of aluminum. Kind of in the aluminum range, but looks like it's down a little ways, but in the river that doesn't really mean much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and dig it, see what it is. Okay, the pinpointer has it. If I haven't lost it again, let me see. Okay, this thing was down a little ways. There it is. What the heck is that? Ah, incredible. Even out here in the middle of the river. Another pocket watch. Okay, that's cool. I'm getting signals all around this area here. So this is definitely a good spot. Man, I hope this tropical storm doesn't ruin my river trip. That's gonna really make me upset. All right, we got a mid-tone here. Not very deep. I'm gonna see if I can just eyeball it here. Not really, not with this rain coming down. Okay, I just eyeballed something. It looks like another bottle. Let's see if I can. You really can't see it very well. I'm hoping that it's going to be whole this time. It is. Ooh, I feel embossing. Wow, it's got all kinds of embossing on it. What does it say? Let me get my glasses on. Get my phone. It's a Noah's liniment. This is the second one of these I've found. From Richmond, Virginia. Awesome. Looks like it's in perfect condition too. There's a big bubble in the back. Awesome. That's probably too high to be aluminum, but you never know. It's not that deep. All right, let me see if I can dig it up. It is not easy to live dig in the river. I need to get a scoop. It's a can. Daggone it. Okay, working my way along the bank here, and I just found this. That doesn't look new. That's thick. Come on, be whole. Be whole. Come on. Oh, it's a crown top. Oh, it's a Coke. It's a straight-sided Coke. Oh my God, look at the color. Oh, wow. I've found straight-sided Cokes before, but they've been green. Not like that. It's a little bit banged up. A little bit. Not too bad, though. It's still all there. Wow, little piece missing right there. Little crack runs down the neck. I don't care. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right, let me get my phone. Yeah, this is an awesome straight-sided Coke bottle. It also has a tooled top. I've never seen that before. I've only found a handful of straight-sided Cokes, and they've all been machine-made. This one's not. This one has a tooled top. Property of Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Petersburg, Virginia. Wow, this is obviously turn of the century. Oh, too bad it's got that crack in it. A little bit of a ding. That's all right, though. I'll take it. Wow. Incredible. So I found a bottle from Richmond today, and I found a bottle from Petersburg. I'm having a good day. Okay, I'm working my way along the bank over here where the deer have been crossing. I think there's a couple of signals here, but one of them sounds pretty good. Yeah, that sounds really good. All right, let me see if I can find it with the pinpointer. Nope, it's a little bit too deep, I think. Oop, I got something. Okay, something right there. All right. Ooh, what is that? Got something. Is it modern? Please don't be modern.
Oh. This is a silver spoon. I don't think this is plated. I think this is silver. Does it have a mark on it? I can't tell. I think this is real silver. I don't think this is plated. Certainly sounded like it. Let me get my phone. Yeah, this is silver. I know it is. Yeah, this is silver. This is the real deal. Yep, there's a mark. Yep. Yep. This is heavy too. This is a big spoon. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Big piece of silver. Okay, and here's something else. This looks like it could be whole. And it is. Oh, wow. Dr. Somebody. Looks like it says Chattanooga, Tennessee. All right, let me get my phone. Dr. Thatcher's cholera mixture. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Never heard of it. Looks like it's in perfect condition. Well, here we go again. The tropical storm is here. Can't remember what its name is, but they said it was coming. And it's here. But at least I'm on high ground and I don't have to go through a swamp to get home. Okay, so about 3:30 in the morning, and it's still raining really hard. I suppose the rain was supposed to have stopped by now. It wasn't supposed to be this bad. I don't think this is going to be a problem. I am pretty close to the river, but I'm on very high ground. So a couple of hours from now it should be getting light, and I will get out and take stock of everything. Forest is starting to wake up. Here is last night's camp. As usual, the tent did very well, even with the pouring rain. And you can see the river over here. Did a little bit of fishing. Didn't catch anything though. Did see some nice sized bass in the river. Smallmouths. But as you can see, I'm pretty high up off the river. Probably a good 10-15 feet up from the river. But the river is rising. It is rising. I don't know how high it's going to get. Probably not that high, but it might have a fairly high crest. We'll see. But either way, I'll be gone by then. Heard all kinds of weird noises last night. I think there were deer outside the tent. Could hear them walking around. Temperature feels really good. Probably about 70 degrees right now. Get some breakfast, get things kind of squared away, head out and do a little bit more detecting. Not in the river though. Okay, this is probably a shotgun shell, but I'm going to go ahead and film it anyway. It's in that range. It's 3 bars down. Where was it? There it is. There's the shotgun shell. All right, there's several more in the area here. I don't think I'm going to bother to dig them up. I might. That's interesting. Crop circle, maybe? It's not exactly round. Probably deer. Deer sleeping here, I think. All right, decided to head back before it got too hot. Humidity is through the roof. I think we got several inches of rain anyway. It rained pretty much all night. Not much going on in the river this morning. Didn't really find a whole lot of anything else, but I did get a few really nice things, and I have some research to do, and I will cover everything in the weekly wrap-up. Okay, time for the weekly wrap-up. And once again, my camping trip got cut short. This time by Tropical Storm Chantal, I think it was Chantal. Very elegant name for a nasty little storm. Got out there, got some good hunting in Sunday afternoon, and it rained most of the night. And when I woke up in the morning, the river was already on the rise, and it was very muddy, and you couldn't see the bottom, so there wasn't much point in me hanging around. So at that point, I just kind of worked my way back to the truck. Did a little bit of a detecting, but didn't really find much. And it was getting hot by that time, so. But I did find some nice things Sunday afternoon. This stretch of the river is at the foot of a bluff with an old home site up on the top of the bluff that was lived in for about 100 years. And people had obviously been chucking stuff off the bluff into the river, and there's a lot of iron and broken glass and things in the river, so I had to be very careful. Did find several whole bottles. Some of them are blank. They don't have any embossing on them, but they all have tool tops. So that would put them, I think, 1910 or earlier. Some of them did have embossing, though. Like this one here. This one is a Noah's liniment bottle, a fairly common bottle from the Richmond area. This one has a tool top. Also has a rock inside that won't come out. Yeah, this is a fairly common bottle from the Richmond area. I don't know a whole lot about the company. I couldn't really find out a whole lot about it, but it says Best Pain Remedy, Noah's Liniment, Richmond, Virginia. And it would have had a paper label that went across the other side. So that was interesting. This one's also very interesting. This is Dr. Thatcher's Cholera Remedy, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Let's see. Henry Savage Thatcher was a chemist and apothecary who founded the Thatcher Medicine Company in 1890. John Lupton bought the company in 1910, and the FDA later shut it down in the 1930s because the AMA and the federal government declared Dr. Thatcher's medicines to be quackery, that they made false and fraudulent claims and that the ingredients were misbranded. So that was it for Dr. Thatcher's. Anyhow, very, very interesting quack medicine bottle. This one here is very interesting. This is a straight-sided Coke bottle, and it's blue. It also looks very crude, and it has a tooled top. This one's kind of banged up, has a nasty crack in it and a chipped lip. But this has a tooled top. That's very interesting. That puts it... the straight-sided Coke bottles were made, I think, early part of the 1900s. This type would have been 1910 to 1915. But the fact that it has a tooled top probably puts it closer to 1910. And this is a fairly crudely made bottle. You look at the base; it doesn't have Coca-Cola embossed on the base, and you can tell just from looking at it. This is a very crudely made bottle. Don't really know a whole lot about it. It's from Petersburg, Virginia, and it doesn't say 1841 root on it. So this is very interesting. I have found straight-sided Cokes before. They were green, like this one here. This one's in almost perfect condition. Found this in an abandoned house almost 30 years ago. This one actually has the original bottle cap on it that somebody put back on the bottle for some reason. But this one is machine made. This is probably closer to 1914, 1915, somewhere in that area. And this one does have the Coca-Cola embossed on the bottom. Well, you can tell it's just a much more nicely made bottle. So this one here is very interesting. I need to find out some more about it. See if I can nail down the date on it. Also found a silver spoon, a fairly large one. This is a large silver spoon. This thing weighs almost as much as $2 silver. This is sterling silver, and it says J. Carr on it. That's Jacob Carr. He was a watchmaker and a jeweler from Washington, D.C. He was in business in Washington, D.C., I think on Pennsylvania Avenue. And he was around from the 1890s, I think. Actually, I think probably earlier than that. I think he started out making coin silver flatware, and then later he switched over to sterling. He did make some souvenir silver spoons. I couldn't find any good examples of them online. This one doesn't appear to be a souvenir. It has somebody's initials on the handle, on the tip of the spoon, which is very interesting. Looks like somebody had been prying with it. And then they just chucked it in the river. Okay. Aside from that, found shotgun shells, including a live one. Found a pocket knife. I don't know a whole lot about pocket knives. This one looks like it's probably rather modern. And I found another pocket watch. Seem to find pocket watches almost every other time that I go out recently. This one doesn't have any information on it. Looks like it's rather cheaply made. And I could not nail down the date on it. But, oh well. Still very interesting to find. So I think next week, and probably for the next few weeks, I'm going to keep things rather simple. I'm just going to go to some of the relatively easy to get to sites, some of the larger sites where I'm likely to find something interesting. Probably head out early in the morning, like 5 a.m. or so, as soon as it gets light, and hang out until maybe about 10 or 11 and then call it a day. The heat has just been too much lately. Anyhow, if you like what you saw today, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, dig it all, fill in your holes, and leave nothing but footprints.